So in this video, I wanted to talk about the pens and pencils that I've been using in September 2020. These aren't the best pens and pencils or even ones that I recommend to you. They're just what's been on my desk and what I've been using. If you like this video, please do subscribe. I don't ask people a lot and it really does make a difference for the channel. And this piece of video, if you like it, it's sort of a foundational part, so you'll probably like the rest. Okay, with that said, let's get into the pens and pencils that I've been using in September 2020. This one, as you might know from a video way back, is called the Pentel Energel In-Free. That's I-N-F-R-E-E. This is a Pentel Energel with a clear body and slightly variant colors. It's a Japanese model, but it's become more available within the US over the past couple weeks, maybe months, I don't know. It was sort of an early release last year. It was pretty hard to find, it's sold out, but now you could find it more widely. And if you like the Pentel Energel series and that Energel ink, which is excellent, and you want a needle tip or a needle point pen, and you want to experiment with some colors a little bit, this is a really nice option. Sold in a light blue, a dark blue. There's a black, but the black is just standard black, so don't get that if you want a weird color. There's an orange, a red, a turquoise, I think. There's a lot of fun colors, and it's a really cool pen and a really great pen body. It'll fit any Pentel LR or Pilot G2 style refill. It'll even fit a traditional European rollerball refill, so you could put a Waterman 338 and some other really nice refills in this body. I've done that in previous videos. And then if you do opt for the original refill, it has this cool blue color. And that sort of matches the blue of the ink, which we'll get into right now. So this is the Pentel, and it is called the Energel In-Free. And this is the, I believe, the darker of the two blue colors. You'll see it is a really nice, I don't know if I would call it a cerulean or what, but it's a really nice blue. I've really been enjoying this one. Highly recommended. Next up, this is a uni-ball or uni Vision Elite. Sort of like one of those liquid gel, I guess it's a rollerball, or sorry, not liquid gel, liquid roller balls that have been kicking around forever. And I haven't used one of these in the longest time. It was recently, I think recently, released, and this is called the Frixion series. It's this sort of grid pattern, which I thought to be quite cool. And I was doing an order direct from Uni-Ball Co. To find some new pens they had. And I saw this, it was like maybe $2. So I picked it up and I figured I would revisit the Vision series, which I used to use a whole lot and really have not used much in recent years, as sort of my, the availability of pens to me has really grown. These sort of mass market kind of go down to your local office superstore pens, at least here in the US, I haven't been paying as much attention to. So I'm revisiting the Vision Elite. It's pretty nice, a little rollerball, but I would say like not exceptional in the way like the Energel really sticks out, even though it is a pretty widely available pen. Next up, this is the Tombow Zoom 505 rollerball. This is another liquid rollerball. And I've talked about this a few times on recent videos, so I won't get into it too much, but it's a nice metal pen. It's a good size, has a grippy grip, and it uses a liquid rollerball ink that is pigmented, so it's like water resistant, semi-permanent, and uses a weird refill. That's what I did a video about. This pen body, even though it's all metal, it's like a nice aluminum body. It sells for about $20, which is pretty reasonable. And the refills are hard to find, and they're proprietary shape, but they're actually, and they also leak all the time, but they're actually pretty fun to write with, even though everything I just said about them would make you think they're absolutely terrible. But it's a fun pen, and I enjoy using this. And I was using this one a lot so that I could do that video, but then I found myself wanting to work through at least most of that refill. So that's the Zoom 505. And this is like the, I don't think it's limited edition, but this is the Centennial version. It's just red. It's the same as the other ones. And it's normally sold in silver and black and brown and all sorts of other ones. But it is the Zoom 505. This one right here is called the Platinum PTL 5000A maybe. And this is, it's a little bit hard to find now, but for a long time it was described as being the most affordable of the 14K or gold nib fountain pens. This isn't a gold colored nib. Well, it is a gold colored nib, but it's actually a 14K 585 nib from Platinum. It's a really simple pen. It sells for maybe, it's hard to say because it's difficult to find new now, but the retail price on this one would be about $50 to $55, maybe $60. And you could sometimes find them used. They're a little bit hard to find. But what it is, it's a gold nib pen, a true gold nib pen that sells for in that $50 price range. It uses Platinum's sort of the nibs they're known for. So it's like a nib similar, but not the same to that one found on a Platinum Preppy or a Platinum Procyon or the pre-fount and other pens that I really like. So I wanted to make sure to buy one of these PTL 5000s. Again, I bought it in the medium. I bought it used because I couldn't find it new for a reasonable price. If you're going to spend closer to $100 on this, you could just buy a gray market, custom Pilot Custom 74 or even a 3776 for maybe $90 on the gray market new. So there's no reason to buy this. But if you find a good deal, then it is an interesting pen to buy. I like the nib a lot. This one, I put my Platinum converter in it. It wouldn't, I think it might come with a converter depending on where you get it, but no guarantee. A lot of times with the gray market, they will not include a converter. It will fit a standard cartridge from Platinum rather. And this one is it's a nice writer. I think it's a fun pen. And that's the PTL-5000, and I think it's A. It has a little bit of spring to it, but it is a gold nib pen. It's not, it's not flexy or anything like that, but it has a little bit more personality, probably a lot more personality, but a little bit of spring compared to the Preppy and the Procyon. It's more akin to the newer Cool or Balance, but those have very stiff steel nibs. This one has a little bit of give to it. Not a very big nib, and the body of the pen, I'm just gonna come out and say the body does not feel that nice. A Platinum Cool or Platinum Balance in that $30 price range will feel better than this one. And the Platinum Procyon, the metal one, which is $60 with a metal body but with a steel nib, it feels like a much, much more expensive pen with this. With this pen, all of the value is put into that nib. It doesn't even have a screw-on cap. It has a snap-on cap. So I'll do a longer video about this one in the future because it is an interesting pen and I really do like Platinum's pens. But I don't know, just interesting. I've been using it to test out some fountain pen inks as well. This is a special pen that I'll be doing more videos on in the future. This is a Pilot, or probably more accurately, Namiki Bamboo. This is sadly it's the Rollerball, not the fountain pen, but this is a fountain pen that, also Rollerball obviously, that Namiki and Pilot both released a couple of years back. I'm not sure the exact timing. It's a larger pen. The body was designed, as you probably guessed, to look a little bit like a piece of bamboo. It wasn't a cheap pen. I think it would have been around $350 new for the fountain pen, probably a little cheaper for the Rollerball. And they're no longer made, so they become quite hard to find, but you will see them hit eBay and places like that once in a while. And I found this one. I found a pretty good deal on it, and I just figured it'd be worth the gamble. And it's a pretty nice pen. I wouldn't say I'm blown away, and I kind of understand why it was discontinued when there's so many good pens out there, but I have been enjoying using it. It has a really nice spring-loaded clip, just a really heavy-duty clip. It has this sort of, I don't know what I would even call this, angled or faceted, probably angled front, resembling a piece of bamboo that was chopped or sliced, I guess. Similar here, those two pieces line up nicely. You have some nice detail work here, and then a nice, I guess, slope to that body. It has a lot of curves to it, and it's a larger pen. Just look at it next to this this PTL. It really does dwarf the PTL, which is fine. Admittedly on the small side, but it's definitely, the bamboo is a big pen. Screw off cap, And then you can see that it has a really big step here from this area, this like this area with the screw-on type part. I'm blanking on the terminology here, up to the middle section, but the threading. And so it's a big step up from the threading to this middle area, but you basically are holding it down here, and you kind of tell it's there, but it doesn't bother you too much. This sort of metal cone piece at the front, it's a little bit plain. I would say it's unremarkable. Then opening the pen up, in this case of the Rollerball, you see the lower disassembles from the upper, and then you have this sort of Pilot Rollerball refill. This is sort of, or at least it was, their standard upper end Rollerball refill. They don't put a standard like Pilot G2 refill in expensive pens. They move you to this Rollerball refill, which is essentially the same thing, but it looks a lot nicer. And you can swap that out for any sort of Pilot or even Pentel style Rollerball refill if you want, depending if you want gel or Rollerball or whatever, but they'll basically will all fit with some tweaking. So that is the Pilot Bamboo. I'll do another video on this one in the future, but more from like kind of geeking out from a higher end pen perspective, not just like, hey, I've been writing with this one and it's pretty interesting. This one is, this is called the uni-ball, sorry, the Pilot Frixion, and it's called the Point Knock 0.4 millimeter. I don't think this pen would have been a notable release for most people. I mean, it wasn't particularly notable from me either, but I think it was relatively new a few months ago because it's the Point Knock, which means it has a needlepoint tip, and then it's the 0.4 millimeter. Usually they're sold in 0.7 and 0.5 millimeter, so I wanted to pick this one up. And it's actually a really nice little tweak on the Frixion series. I used to use these Frixions a whole lot. I've blown through dozens and dozens of these, just like back in the time when I needed an erasable pen in my life. I don't really need it as much now, but I still like to follow the Frixion series. This one has that nice Frixion style. Instead of using the button, which they have the eraser here, you push the clip, which I really like. And then you have a nice disengage action. It has a really cool angular clip, which is nice. It's a nice upgrade. Before it was usually just sort of a cheapo plastic clip. This one's really, really cool looking and futuristic, or like a transformer clip or something like that. The front of the pen, really nice. It is all metal, which I really appreciate. The flat grip area, it's a little bit hard to zoom in this fully matte pen, but that nice hard rubber grip area. And then just the detail work on this pen, it's just starting to look kind of higher end than it used to. It's a really nice take on the Frixion. Again, I use these pens, so many of them, that every little tweak to the line I like to keep track of, even though I haven't used them as much lately. Lastly, I was reading online, as some of us are oft to do, and I, for the first time, read about these pencils called the Musgrave Pencil Co. They're based in Tennessee, and I don't know if this is a new pencil or a re-release of an old pencil or what, but someone was talking about these cedar pencils from Tennessee that have this amazing smell when you sharpen them. So I ran out and I bought a bunch of pencils from these guys, and the ones I've been using lately are these cedars, Tennessee red cedars. I want to say it costs about maybe $7 or $8 for a 12-pack. You got to pay for shipping, because they don't sell from some place where I would go for and spend enough to get free shipping. But they shipped them out really quick, and I bought a bunch of pencils from them. I've really been happy with them. There's a nice core. I don't know if they make the core or someone else does. And then this really nice cedar pencil. You could really smell it when you're sharpening. It's a really nice, clean cedar smell. Probably not helpful for everyone on video, but it does exist. And the pencils have really nice variation to them. You see one, this is like what I would consider to be what I expected when I ordered a cedar pencil. Then this one's a little bit lighter. I don't know if that means the wood is younger or older or what. And then we have another more traditional lighter cedar. And then this one is, you can see the two parts. One is crazily light, almost doesn't even look like a cedar. And then this one is back to that traditional cedar. And just, I don't know, it's cool that you can see the variation when they're using a nice natural material. And again, they do smell really cool. They've been writing really nicely. And that is the Musgrave, and I want to say it's called the Tennessee Red. I don't know if the pencils are made in Tennessee or if the wood is from Tennessee or both, but it's a cool pencil. And I don't do a lot of use with wooden pencils, but I try to, when I do it, really enjoy the process. You can see these things. I sort of geeked out with sharpening them, and probably do some more videos on this sharpening process in the future. I think it came out pretty well. And these tips are surprisingly strong. I don't know if that's due to the pure luck or sharpening technique, which I doubt, or maybe just having a nice core in these pencils. Anyway, that is a pretty good summary of the pens and pencils that I've been using this month. When I switch these out, it's not because I have to switch them out. It's just I naturally change up what I'm using so I could keep track of recent purchases and have something to talk about here on the channel. Plus, sometimes I just, you want a little variation, so I switch these up. Anyway, that's what I've been using in September 2020. Thanks for watching.